Hey, good morning. Before the market opens, a couple of interesting things to discuss about Tesla and NIO, so here we go. So Tesla is currently up more than 4% on news that they are going to do another stock split possibly. So that's interesting. Meanwhile, NIO is also up slightly here, 1.6%. We'll see what's going to happen really in the market. Is this the Cathie Wood effect already? Generally, like the Chinese stocks been doing quite well on Hong Kong overnight, especially Meituan, which I said in the last video, the earnings been actually quite good. So interesting to see this recovery. While meanwhile, we have actually bad news out of China. So Tesla has to pause the production, possibly even for up to 1 week. And that's because Omicron cases are spiking and they are going to test the entire city. I think at some point in time, China really needs to get off this zero COVID policy, but that's just my personal opinion. Anyways, we'll see. Possibly this gets done quicker than expected. The lockdowns in Shenzhen haven't been as long as we thought. And also we had another lockdown before for Giga Shanghai, which was, I think, 1 to 2 days. Sometimes they even sleep in the factory. And so I wouldn't freak out about this news at this point in time and look more on the long-term picture. But anyways, let's hope this gets resolved soon and also that they kind of manage to mitigate the spread of the virus anyways. And for NIO, yes, this is also an important factor here, and it could actually, I think, have more effect on the deliveries than actually on the production, because NIO's plant isn't in Shanghai, so it won't get locked down. However, Shanghai is a very important place for NIO deliveries. Speaking of that, we have the news that the ET7 finally is getting delivered. And look at this, this is looking really awesome. The ET7 is just such a nice looking car. And interestingly, for the first deliveries, that's really cool. A nice little hint here on the license plate. You see the usernames of those NIO users in the app. And so this also tells you a little bit, it's carrying this DNA of that NIO is much more than a car company. It's actually a digital platform business. So the interconnection between what's in the app and the real world is a factor here. Also, funny enough, the trucks that are carrying those cars for delivery are also built by JAC. So that's the JV, the manufacturing partner for NIO there. And so very important moment for NIO there in their company history. And I'm going to talk about one more thing regarding NIO and their pricing in a second, but also this one got me surprised today, that Evergrande is now moving to pre-sell their EVs. So Evergrande, the company who is basically fighting with bankruptcy because of the housing bubble in China and those various financial issues, is venturing into EVs. And so this is something which you only see in China. China is really hard to understand, and at some point they are all about making business and money. And of course, EVs are hot. I don't know if there's gonna be like a demand for it and success for Evergrande, and that's something which they can use to be back on track. But anyways, just a fun side story here. But then this is the main story that I want to talk about, which I found is actually something very, very smart by NIO. So many people have been wondering, why is NIO not increasing their prices, although they have also those issues around battery costs are rising, the supply chain is getting more and more expensive. So why haven't they raised the prices? And some of the bears and short seller and naysayers have been saying, well, NIO doesn't have enough demand. But then on the earnings call, Li Bin actually said like, well, no, we have steady demand. We see even for the old models that demand is healthy. Well, it's up to you if you believe that or not. But anyways, they didn't raise the prices and at the same time guided to an 18 to 20% vehicle margin in the future. So that means they're increasing the cost efficiency in terms of manufacturing because of the scale that is getting achieved, and that keeps them or allows them to keep the margin actually in place at the same time without even having to raise the prices. And One thing here is that NIO is phasing out their current models that having some issues with the software that is kind of an overload for the current hardware. I spoke about this recently, but existing owners also told me that it's not really an issue. There are workarounds, like you can, for example, start the preheating or pre-cooling of the car via the app before going to your car, so the software is already booting up before that, and so you don't have to wait until you get into your car. But anyways, it's getting clear that with the latest software updates and functionalities, NIO cars using more compute power. And so what they're going to do is they will upgrade the chips in the hardware and also better cameras and better connectivity. And this will come to new models in May. And before that, the older cars basically don't get a price increase, which is basically, if you consider that all the other manufacturers are increasing their prices, in that way, it's kind of in a way a discounting or bargaining schemes for the current models for NIO cars. Plus, on top, they will also offer those upgrading packages, but possibly for a price, of course, for a price tag to existing owners. So in general, this is a smart move navigating around those supply chain hikes and combining it with an actual upgrade of the hardware of the car, and thereby kind of giving a price discount without giving an actual price discount and having the margins stay intact. So yeah, I think that was done possibly in a smart way. Let me know down in the comments what you think about it. Let's see if the market open is sustainable today. Most interestingly, crypto is currently breaking out. So this is Ethereum. And I've told my community on Friday, I've actually taken off chips off the table in my crypto, both from Bitcoin and from Ethereum, because I actually thought, well, it's reaching those tops here, big resistance, and I wasn't sure if there will be a breakout, and now we actually get this breakout. And of course, now I'm already chasing behind. I need to think about whether I'm going to buy back in here and well, maybe waiting a little bit until it kind of reconfirms this trend here. But this could actually be bullish overall for growth stocks as well. It seems like there is a bid for risk assets, and so let's see what's going to happen. Anyways, lots of headwinds still from the macroeconomics, but so far looking good. And then, yeah, thank you guys for watching and see you in the next one.